Don't Open Till Christmas is a Christmas horror exploitation film from 1984, and this was released on Vinegar Syndrome, but is now currently streaming on Shudder. And because it is going for a gajillion bajillion dollars on Vinegar Syndrome, especially if you want that slipcover with it, I just decided to stream it on Shudder and watch it for the first time. I've wanted to watch this for a while. Of course, I wanted to purchase it, but yeah, it was streaming, so I decided to check it out and see how it was. I've heard lots about this film. I saw the trailer for the film recently. I thought that it looked ridiculous, and I thought that it was going to be pretty bad. And everything I heard about it, pretty much everything that I've heard about it from other reviewers and other people talking about it, say that this film is horrible. Now, I had a good time with it. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Although it is a pretty bad film, and I can't say that it's any kind of masterpiece. However, in comparison with films like Maniac, which I literally consider this film feeling like a Christmas version of Maniac, with Tom Savini doing the special effects, and I'm blanking on his name right now, but Maniac from 1980, was it? Which they did the remake with Elijah Wood. It feels like that, and honestly, I make a lot of comparisons to Christmas Evil as well, which I don't know who's going to find this blasphemy, me comparing, these films, but I'm talking atmosphere and I'm talking cinematography wise. I'm talking that grainy, sleazy, like exploitation grindhouse look. It really feels like these films, and it really seemingly takes inspiration from these films, and both of them came out before this one did, so I would assume possibly it took inspiration from them. But what we have going on here is we have this serial killer who targets Santa Clauses, and he basically kills any men who's dressed as Santa Claus, as well as one woman in particular. Now, I didn't really get why he was after that woman specifically. This film deals with a lot of like sex workers, peep show workers, strippers kind of thing. Dancers of the night, whatever term you want to use. We follow a few women, but we follow essentially this serial killer who is just murdering a bunch of Santa Clauses, like people dressed up as Santa Claus. And by the end of the film, we are given the reason why this guy, like we're given his backstory and all that. And I don't want to get too much into spoilers. I'm gonna kind of keep the spoiler free for anybody who hasn't seen this film. But that's the basic gist of it. And this film was released in 1984, but it really feels 70s. I must say that this film really feels like a 1970s film. I can't imagine it was filmed in the 70s. I would assume that it was filmed in the early 80s. Or, I mean, I could be mistaken, but that would be my guess. However, with the music, with the soundtrack, this definitely feels 70s more than 80s, way, way more. I love the soundtrack. I love the synth, and I love the music behind everything. And it complements every single scene perfectly. And, the opening, very reminiscent of 80s slashers. Even the opening credits is hilarious because it represents, or it is inspired so clearly, almost as a ripoff to Halloween, because with Halloween, you just replace the pumpkin with a Santa Claus, and it's literally the exact same credits. So it's so obvious what they were reminiscing with those opening credits. But it's a cheesy film. It's exploitation to the utmost extreme, but the kills are great. It's perfect cheese. Like, it is the perfect amount of cheese, and it's the perfect execution of cheese. And although it's not on paper a fantastic film, it's one of the most fun Christmas exploitation slashers that I've seen. I have to watch Christmas Evil again, but I think I give my preference on this one. Not to say it's a better film, plot-wise or anything like that, because plot-wise it really has nothing much going on. It literally just follows a serial killer slaying some Santa Clauses, and then kidnapping a prostitute, and then a reveal at the end, and then roll credits kind of thing. So you don't have a lot of depth in this film, but it's like lightning in a bottle. It's like one of those time capsule kind of films that you love to enjoy, and you love to bathe in that like sliminess, and you do feel like taking a shower after this film. It's one of those experiences. So that's really all I got until a possible spoiler review when I rewatch it, because this is definitely screaming for a rewatch. That's really all I got right now, and I don't want to give too much away. It's one of those films that it's best to experience, kind of with a clean slate, or kind of with not going into blind, but you kind of just have to experience it. It's one of those experience kind of films. So I'll just leave it at that. I had fun with it, and I heard a lot of bad things, and all the bad things are not wrong necessarily, but it's entertaining. At least it was for me. So that's all I got. So make up your own mind, basically, and subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.